Welcome to another Empires and Puzzles Books weekly raid tournament sneak peek preview video. Every Friday or Saturday, I will share the details of the upcoming raid tournament that will be arriving on Sunday. I'll discuss the details of the team and strategy that I'll use for the tournament defense, and if you're interested in knowing each week what the tournament is coming, please subscribe to the channel. This week, we're going to be facing a 3-star rush tournament without nature heroes. As this event is a rush tournament, that means all mana speeds are set to very fast. This is an ideal time to seriously consider our slow and average mana heroes, as they're going to come to life in a huge way. In these rush tournaments, the normally sleepy slow heroes suddenly wake up and become sleeping giants. So with this event, we might want to be considering using Armin, Oberon, Ulmer, Jahangir, and Season 3 Valhalla Sudri. These normally slow heroes are suddenly very beastly when they get set to very fast speeds. Very dangerous heroes, especially in a 3-star event where there is no reflect or repost heroes. There are also some great 3-star slow support heroes worth considering. Gilra, Gunnar, and Kalani. As there are no nature heroes, Gunnar is going to be the tank of choice. Generally speaking, Gunnar is the 3-star strongest tank, so he is somebody we're going to see in the top 5 of this event easily. There are a ton of other great average mana heroes worth considering. In fact, more than half of 3-star heroes are average mana, which means there's a huge variety to choose from. When we're attacking the opponent or even on our defense team, it's worth checking out some of these average mana heroes that are going to become very dangerous. The Darks, we have Guardian Bat, Bjorn, and Chochin. Fire heroes, Idun and Botchin. They might actually be an interesting pair if you check them out on how they affect mana. I think they could be an interesting 1-2 punch. And there are 3 ice heroes worthy of conversation this week. Chick Jr., Carol, and Nordry. Nordry for that elemental defense down, of course, is always important. Unfortunately, if you're interested in a healer, 6 of the 8 3-star healers are all nature, and they're not allowed this week. That said, we're going to see plenty of Hawkmoon and Costume Hawkmoons on the battlefield, as they're the only 2 real healers available. In fact, Costume Hawkmoon was on every single team in the top 5 the last time around. There are a few 3-star heroes that do damage and get some healing from that damage. They might be worth considering, but realistically, I think we're going to see a lot of Costume Hawkmoons everywhere. Now let's talk about the fact that nature heroes are not allowed in this event. This immediately makes it clear that no element will be strong against ice, which means bringing ice is going to be a terrific idea. Keep in mind the other side of the no nature coin on attack. Fire tile damage will not be strong against anyone, so you probably do not want to be fire heavy on attack this time around. As always, consider any hero that gives the enemy defense down. As there's no nature, you might specifically want to consider Nordry for the elemental defense down for ice, Ulmer that gives everyone defense down, and maybe even Valen who just gives one enemy defense down. Now, let's take a look at the winning team from the last time we had this event. Their team power was 2918, which is pretty significant. Not surprising, it featured Hawkmoon in the costume, Tyrum, Nordry, Kvasir, and Bjorn. So I found this team to be a bit of a surprise. They doubled up on dark heroes when ice was strongest. It's also interesting that they used Nordry as tank, who gives elemental defense down, and there was no other ice heroes to take advantage of that defense down. Frankly, this is just not a team that I would have expected to do well. It is possible that with the double darks that invited a holy attack, and Bjorn does more damage against holy. Costume Hawkmoon obviously provided healing and attack boost, which is helpful. I think we all now know in 3-star events how annoying Kvasir's bees are, and they add healing and attack, which is good. But it's just still not a team that I would have predicted to do well. So kudos to them for taking top spots with an unorthodox team. I'm going to show you 2 of my teams. So first, this is the team that I used to get A defense all week last time. Now at the time, the team power was 2920. So I have max troops, and I had them at the time. So the difference here is that I've pulled off all of the emblems from Ulmer, Gato, and Vodnik. They were maxed emblems previously, but I've pulled them off as I've kind of changed my needs for my roster. This team was very effective, though, because you have Nordry for the elemental defense down, Ulmer for the defense down, Gunnar for the defense up for the team and the shared damage, and then Gato and Vodnik just smacking the heck out of the enemy once those two elemental and regular defense downs were in place. So this team worked for me. Maybe it'll work for you. Now let me show you the team that I'm going to be using this week. So this is the team that I'm going to be running this week. Not surprising, Gunnar tank, 20 emblems, Nordry for the elemental defense down, and one version of Carol with 20 emblems regular and one version with the costume. And then I recently just maxed out Guardian Bat, and I kind of like this hero. He's another hit 3, 270% damage to the target and minor to the nearby, but the damage is increased by 50% for each dead ally. So I kind of like him to come in as a cleaner once some damage starts happening. You might notice on this team and the team that I used last time to get A, there is no healer, and I don't think that it's necessary to have a healer, especially when you're using a support hero like Gunnar. If you have too many support heroes or healers, they're just soft targets that the enemy can send tiles. With a setup like this, there is really no safe place to send tiles, and I've had some success running with 5 attack heroes with no support and no healer. It can be very dangerous for the enemy because no matter where they send a tile, they're getting ready to get punched right back. So that's what I'm doing this week. So what do you think about my team? Feel free to post a critique or suggestions in the comments. I'm always interested in hearing your feedback. What about you? What are you running this week? Feel free to post your team setup, and myself and other viewers can comment and critique your setup. For this week's tournament, as always, I hope your defenses are sturdy, attack strong, and tiles fortunate. Thanks for watching.